Welcome back to another episode of Spank Ranch Garage. Today we are going to be servicing my Toro Z-master zero-turn mower here. All right, got her all washed down, got most of the oil off, got the deck cleaned up under here and most of the chunked up grass. So I'll drop her down, bring her back in the shop, and we'll get started on the maintenance. Start with draining the oil. On this particular one, I got a 21 millimeter pipe cap down here. Pull that pipe cap off. And let the oil drain. That actually looks very clear. All this crap's just like a normal car. Nothing special here. Drains all over the frame nicely like that. Move your pan around, catch it. It's got a legit Kohler filter on it right now. We'll be going with NAPA filters from now on, I think. Cannot believe how good this oil looks. Got everything I need for the service from NAPA. Came out to a total of 42 bucks. I will post the filter part numbers in the description. I know the Exmark hydro oil filter is kind of expensive. It's like $9 at NAPA. So I love running NAPA filters on all my equipment because there's one right by my house. They always have everything I need in stock, so it's good to go. It's a Mobile One 1550 synthetic for the hydro fluid in these. That works well. Your standard NAPA oil 1030 for the engine. They didn't have Champion plugs in stock, so I got the equivalent auto lights, whatever, $2 each. Then I also grabbed a couple of cold ones just in case. Did not get those from NAPA though. Alright, it's been in there a little while, but nothing to be alarmed about. Compare your new plug, make sure it's pretty close. Yeah, good enough. Ram her back in. Here is the left cylinder plug. Let's see if we can focus on that. So this one's got the oil on it. This thing does smoke a little bit, and being how dry, let's compare the two here. looking at how dry the right cylinder is, this one here versus this one, it's pretty obvious which cylinder's eating the oil. Not that I'm going to do anything about it, but it's nice to know. All right, this I'm just going to blow out. While we're here, I get an occasional no start on this. The trigger wire for the solenoid is just very, very crappy fit. So I'm just gonna take some pliers, crimp that back together. Move on to the hydro fluid. It's under the seat on these older ones. And this is the reservoir here. Give that a little blow down. Okay, so the hydro filter for this is hidden way up next to the battery on the underside. Take this thing off. Ooh. All right, let me get a wrench. So there's really no way to drain all the hydraulic fluid from these to exchange it entirely. This is probably not the way people do it. This is how I do it. I will disconnect the lines and I will turn the motors and pump all the fluid out. Otherwise, you're just changing the filter and exchanging a little bit of fluid. I will pump out as much as I can. Yes, it's gonna be a bitch to bleed it again, but at least I can say I exchanged 75% of the fluid rather than 10% of the fluid like a lot of these people do. That's the only way I can think to do this. I mean, the tank is at the highest point, filter's at the second highest point. If you just drop the filter and fill it back up, you're not really changing the fluid. I don't know if I'm missing something here. I might be. I'm just a backyard redneck. I don't really work on mowers, but just don't see how you're gonna change it otherwise. Lines are back together, filter's back on, so we're ready to fill her up with new oil. Then we'll start bleeding it out. So it didn't even take a quart. The tank's already full. Another thing I forgot to mention to help these pumps bleed is to open the reliefs on them. Crack it like a quarter turn or so, just a quarter turn. And that will dramatically speed up your bleeding process. You'll notice that as everything starts to go the way it should, the tank level will drop substantially. So we're well below our indicator there, and you also see it's totally aerated. It's normal. I don't really know a way to avoid that, so it just takes time. So crack another beer, maybe put the thing up in the air, sharpen the blades, whatever, burn some time, let the air come out, top it off, do it again. Another thought before you pull the blades off, inspect. First pull your belt off, then inspect all your idlers. Make sure everything sounds, feels okay. This spindle sounds a little noisy to me. So I'll check that for free play and we'll squirt some grease in it, see if it quiets up. But if not, I would not be surprised if that flies apart this summer. All right. Good as good gets. Give the mating surfaces on the blades a quick scrape. You don't want crap stuck between there and the spindle because you'll get some vibrations. Now it's time to grease. There are grease fittings all over this thing. So obviously spindles on the deck, even to go into the tensioner bushing there. All the deck lift bushings get greased. I'm gonna wipe all this off, but just for demonstration purposes. Even the brake pivot here takes grease. Your main drive tensioner, that's got a grease fitting on it down there. Brakes, deck lift, front wheels get it as well. That's a big important one. The only one mine doesn't have is the front spindles here. They've got them blocked off. I'm gonna pull these and put Zerks on them. I don't know why they're not from the factory. Maybe it catches on people's ankles or something, but I'll take those out, put grease fittings in there. All right, this mower is feeling proper. Pops wheelies just like the old days. Just letting the last bit of foam work its way out of the hydro system. But they feel good. When I first left the garage, the right wheel motor certainly had some air left in it. That thing struggled for the first couple feet, but then it picked right up. And we are good. Overall, very happy with how this turned out. This is a great mower. I know it's not pretty to look at. I know it's not fancy. It's not expensive, but this old girl works very good for me. It is extremely low maintenance. I'll do this and I won't touch this thing until next spring, and I'll run the crap out of it all summer long. So quality unit. I hope they still build them like they used to, but I can't say for sure. So hope you enjoyed this episode. If you got any questions about servicing your zero turn mower or anything like that, let me know. Thanks.